Hello and welcome to this OpenTX quick tip. Now this is part of the Painless 360 Answers series, but it's also in the OpenTX Mix School. I'll put links down below to both of those. Go and check those out if you want to learn more tips and tricks for how OpenTX radios work. Now the majority of OpenTX radios are more designed for aircraft. However, I've done a number of videos on how to use them with cars, trucks and other things as well. And that's the question that I've just got on one of my other videos about how to mix. And this is where this chap has a model and no idea how to procreate. I'm not sure about how to pronounce the name. Apologies for that in advance. What he's got is a model that has separate motors for the front and rear. And what he's trying to do is use something like the rudder to stop either the front or rear motors moving as he's going along. Now that's actually really easy to do. As normal with OpenTX, there's loads and loads of different ways to do it. Let me show you how I've done it. It's pretty straightforward, just a couple of little tricks. So let me show you how this is actually working on the radio. Let's simulate it. Let's show you all the little bits in case you're interested. There we go. So channels 1 and 2 are connected to the front and rear motors respectively. So as I raise the throttle, they both come up. However, if I push the throttle stick, this is a mode 2 radio side to side, you can see that actually allows me to either have all the front drive or all the rear drive running, depending on how I want it set up. Now, the way I've done that is I've actually done a couple of things. First of all is I've split that rudder channel, which isn't being used on the model, into a couple of little bits in the inputs. Now, so what I've got here is I've got the dig function for front and I've got the dig function for rear. This only takes the negative side of the stick for the front, and on the other side it's the same, but it takes the positive side of the stick. So what it means is that if you actually look at what was happening, it's only reading from the middle position to the positive values for dig R and the middle position to the negative values for dig F. Now the reason for that, if you try it without this little bit, will become pretty apparent. Now what I've done in the mix is, here's my 2 throttle channels for the front and rear. And then what I've done is I've just added an extra line onto each of those, which I'm adding, which is the multiplexer here. I'm adding the output of those 2 inputs that I've just created. So what's actually happening, let me just quickly kind of explain this hopefully better here. So here we have our throttles running. Let's lock it in place. And what we're doing is that when it goes in the positive side, it's affecting just channel 2. When it goes to the negative side, it's just affecting channel 1. That's not bouncing back for some reason. A slightly weird thing going on with Companion. Let's turn that off, see if that helps. So that's the way it's working. So what we're doing is, the other little trick here is I'm using 200% as the weight. Now the reason I'm using 200% is I'm only using half of the travel because we halved it, one half being positive, one half by negative. If I just turn that to 100%, you'll see why I've had to do that. The other thing you might notice is that one's positive and that one's negative, so they both operate to reduce the throttle. If I simulate this again, we can increase the throttle, there we go. But now, if I go to the left, you see that it hasn't completely stopped the front throttle on channel 1 and it doesn't completely stop it on channel 2. On lower throttles it does because it has only offset half of the value, but as soon as we get over that it doesn't, which is why it needs to be 200%. Like that. And then that way, even at maximum throttle, I have enough travel on the rudder to take care of that. So that is how I would do it. I would actually just create a couple of inputs, and this is why there's so many inputs in here. And most of you probably, when you look at the radio, think, what the heck would I use those for? This is the kind of funky stuff. So I've just split the rudder channel into a positive and a negative side, so that can isolate those, so then they can be used individually for the two throttles. And then I've mixed those in to the individual throttles for the front and rear drivetrains, and I've increased the values to 200% to give the full range again to offset the throttle even if it's already at 100%. If you have any more questions or things you want to know, don't forget to leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that, if you're trying to learn a topic, will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.